It's all right. You're the only one today.
Oh.
And here's
Well,
people.
hello.
Here's people to say hello.
Hello. The cats were at the window. There's Linda.
Yeah.
How are you, my dear? Today's not a great day, but it's not my arm or anything. I don't know if I have a UTI or what. Yeah, it doesn't. And, you know, it's just another thing to worry about. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So nice for you too.
Well, thank you. You want to take it out of the bag?
I can do that, or you can take it in the bag if you'd like.
Oh, I can just do that. Thank you. Great. Thanks for doing that. Oh, yeah, it's all junk.
Yeah.
This will even more stuff in
Only 2 seconds.
We
I know,
appreciate
but
it.
it's icy, you know, I was afraid maybe you'd slip out there.
Yeah.
It is so bad in Washington, down in Washington, they're not used to anything, but they just got slammed with like a buffalo kind of snow. Everything's iced over, everything's iced in, they're paralyzed down there and they don't know how to cope with it.
Yeah.
So every day my sister's been calling. And so yesterday she and Peter decided to shovel just a little. Of course her back hurts today.
Of course.
I told her not to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, Sunday I shoveled, it was about 6 inches, and it was light and fluffy.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy, 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 easy. Then it rained overnight.
Yeah.
And blew, and so
Yeah.
it was drifted up to my knees in the front door, at my front door, and my back door, after I cleared them both,
Yeah.
and with a coating of ice on top.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was a lot of work.
People down there, they live right in the city.
Yeah.
So no one can move their car. But my brother-in-law had to get out, so 6 neighbors came out and they dug him out a few days ago. And what people are doing now is they're going to the hardware store and they're buying traffic cones. I didn't know that you could get them. And they're saving spots for themselves. But also some people are just putting pieces of furniture out there. She goes, it is such a shit show. It just, there's lawn furniture here and there's another antique chair there, and it's like, it's a mess.
Yeah. And there's no place to put the snow there.
Yeah.
At least here,
Yeah.
you have a place to stack it up someplace.
So was what you said to me, I hope Linda's okay driving up or something? I said, she's from around town and she's used to it. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't arrive earlier.
Oh,
Appreciate
yeah.
that.
You did the best you could do. Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Oh, thank you for having the class. This is so special.
Oh, you're special. Yeah.
I've missed you. It's been 2 weeks.
Well, just to catch you up, Carol's husband has important oncology appointment this morning, evaluating what the chemo has done for him, or will do for him. So it's kind of a important appointment.
Yeah.
She had really hoped to be here, and Joanne, her husband Rick, suddenly yesterday morning, was making coffee and was doing the strangest things she had ever seen. He was not lucid. He was just weird. So she called, 911 and got into the emergency room. They discovered he had a severe urinary tract infection, which was affecting his mind, his brain. So he's on antibiotics, and last I heard, after 30 hours at the hospital, he's doing a little better, but he's going to be, getting, which she didn't need in the midst of everything else. So, there's the report for you.
Sending my prayers out to everyone.
Oh, they need all the prayers we can send them, and good energy, and
Yes.
you're getting it all, guys.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, anything particular happening in your life? Same old, same old. Okay.
So it's trudging along.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing extreme on either end to report, either
Good.
extremely good or extremely bad. So
Good.
it's just steady state, hanging in there, doing everything.
Balanced yin and yang is just fine.
Yes. It took me 2 days to clear my driveway and walks, but
Yeah.
at least I was able to do it, and it's clear, and clear enough anyway.
We of course had to have people come and do ours, but our plow guy got here, I guess the afternoon of the day after the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Travis came the next afternoon and did the shoveling
Okay.
and carried more wood in for the fireplace.
Oh, good.
So,
Oh, good.
so we've got good guys helping us out.
Yeah. My daughter had to work Monday morning,
Ooh.
and so I said, well, why don't you stay at my house? That way the two of us can dig you out. So she parked right at the very, very end of my driveway, so we just had to get her to the street and out, because I knew
Yeah.
the plows would get our streets very good,
Yeah.
and her streets probably not so good.
Oh.
So we got up early Monday morning and did just a walkway down to her car, and then the end of the drive to get her to the street, and she made it to work maybe only 45 minutes late.
Oh.
But probably earlier than they expected her.
That was probably good for that morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So much shut down. So
yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Breathe. Questions or reports?
Getting snowed in helped my practice.
Oh, funny about that.
Funny. Nothing more to report. Just it feels like it's been, baby steps progressing.
That's all we're doing.
But it does feel like it's I'm starting to feel some of the energy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things when I'm doing Marriage of Heaven and Earth, I'm feeling there's a blockage that I can't quite clear going down to the ground. I can feel a little bit of that, and I'm struggling how to
Do you sense where it is?
No, that's I think that's the problem, is it's just kind of, what I'm feeling is just kind of this, a weird way to say it, but I have no other words to describe it, but kind of a crunchy energy in my legs. And so I'm not sure where the blockage is, if it's my feet to the ground, or if it's quad going down, I'm not sure, but it's just,
It sort of sounds like legs and feet to me, but it could be qua
okay,
involved also. But as you perfectly well know, the legs and feet are the most difficult area to open up the chi flow because we stand on our legs, and that pressure makes us tend to overuse our muscles, and so we create blockages in the legs. And so one of the things that ideally you try to do is to begin with, just to let your legs and feet relax and soften. And that's part of why we drop into our what we call our basic structure, because if we find that point in the qua, that allows us to release a lot in both directions.
okay,
If we don't relax into the basic structure, then we start with a bit of difficulty to begin with.
okay.
And I don't know how effective you are with twisting, but if you are still not fully able to twist, still, and this is not a comment that's bad. It takes a while to get between turning and twisting, but twisting is a release, and ultimately twisting is an energetic movement. It's not a physical movement, or it may be no visual movement at all. For instance, the legs are most of the time simply supporting us, and so you don't see the twisting in the legs. Whereas if you release the arms, I mean, here is turning. If you release and twist, it's a different movement, and what you feel in the arm is different. And so that's an important stage, because that's there's some of my physical leg exercises in the morning. I actually, from a Western standpoint, they would be just a physical exercise, but I'm twisting all the time, and so I'm feeling the energy going up and down, and I often, because I'm really trying to maintain leg strength and flexibility, I'm focusing into the legs. And so a movement which in a Western sense would just be a physical movement, I'm now going to twist out and twist in. And I've done completely different things with my legs. So that's an important piece. When we talk about the 16 Neigong, the 16 internal energy stages, the first three starts with breathing is first, obviously extremely important. Secondly is bend and extend, or bend and stretch. So that's not usually a big problem for us initially, because we accept except for our tendency to do too much, which has a negative effect on the flow of the energy. And then it's turning, twisting, and spiraling, which is all one because those are stages of development. So obviously we know how to turn with our muscles, but then learning how to twist is another step, and then spiraling is getting the energy to move to twist from one point to another. So these are really important stages of the development of that particular one, but that's only 3. I mean,
Right.
We have a few more after that. Just as with all of this, is nothing is easy,
Right.
or it's all simple, or pretty simple, but not necessarily easy. Did that raise any questions for you?
No, it actually gave me some things to think about, because that's the other thing that has really helped my practice become more consistent, rather than just doing the Qigong and the meditation. I've
Yeah.
added a lot of other things
Yeah.
that I'm trying to do with that. And one of them is a lot of physical movements, doing
Yeah.
some yoga stretches, some yoga
Sure.
postures and
Yeah.
things like that. And that might be a nice thing to add to that, is also that kind of internal turning, twisting, feeling.
You know, well, it doesn't appear in most Western yoga. Those things are all part of actual
Exactly.
yoga practice.
Exactly. And it's rare that you find somebody who will actually teach that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you do find somebody, and there are people, I know there are people out there that are very good that way, that can be very valuable too. I mean, either one can function perfectly well by itself, but I also think there's some benefits of the combination.
Well, I think for me, it helps to do bigger stretches than what I'm getting out of the Qigong.
Yeah.
I think physically I need more of that physical smoothing kind of thing first.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a stretch, but it feels like it's kind of smoothing.
I need all of that too. I mean, I do not, what I do in terms of my initial stretching, a lot of it is really stretching, but with an awareness of other things at the same time. So it's not exactly what would be considered a Western stretch, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I do. I try to do at least 20 to 30 minutes of that every morning, in addition to whatever Tai Chi and Qigong I do, most of which comes later in the day, but just because of me. I mean, that's just me having what I have to do to get my body to function well in the morning. So that's good. That's good.
And just adding that extra step helps me feel like, A, I'm getting more out of the Qigong, but B, I'm also, because I do that kind of stretching
Yeah.
most mornings, more mornings, it's really bringing that consistency in. It's supporting that consistency that I've been, working with. Before it was 2 to 3 days a week, I could get some good practice in. Now it's closer to 4 or 5. So there's always the morning that it's like, but.
I'm kind of thinking of changing what I was going to do today, and I might just really focus on you, since you're the only one here. We've been talking about really discovering the awareness of inner space. And today's talk and meditation is long and very involved and very important because it's kind of the culmination of that talking about it, discussing it.
Mm.
So I'm kind of thinking that maybe because the ladies are taking care of their husbands, which is
Very
important to
Very
do. Maybe I'll focus on you, so we can work on anything that is a question or you're interested in, and we'll just spend some time. You have more experience with Taoist meditation than either Carol or Joanne, so we can simply do some meditation and you can work on releasing. And one of the things, we very often when we're just talking about trying to be aware of blockages and releasing them, we so often talk about just going from the crown of the head to the dantian. But it is equally important to go from the dantian to the etheric body below the feet. So, particularly since what you mentioned earlier, it might be really good to try to bring some focus in that to working down through the legs. I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but one of the things to remember is that we want the energy to move through the back of the knees because the front of the knees are all bone.
Mm.
And while there is certainly some energy moving through that area, it's not where the primary passageways are.
Okay. So they're on the back rather than the sides?
Well, they're on, when we talk about the sides, we also have front and back. So, the yang are the front and the sides.
Okay.
The yin are actually the back and the inside.
Okay.
But our focus, what we really, we I guess shortcut that by just saying focusing on those two.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that, I think, is that that's a good separation, so you can be clear about the two of them, the two passageways, because ultimately we work through developing not only an awareness of the energy moving along the skin, but all the way down through to the center of the bone. And the actual center and side channels in the legs, now that we're talking about the legs, the central channel moves through the marrow of the bone, and the side channels move on the outside of the bone. So ultimately, you want to actually focus on the channels where they are, not just a kind of the sort of reflected energy that also moves out to the skin. So there's a lot to it. So just being aware of as fully as you can how that energy is moving, if you are aware of it in the legs, which is the most difficult area to feel. It takes, I don't know, it took me years, I will say, absolutely. And I had good awareness of the energy from practically the beginning of my Jin Shindo training, which coincided with a lot of my Tai Chi. But to really feel it deeply. And you know, it's funny how every once in a while something just clicks. I had thought that I was doing twisting, for instance, or at least beginning to be aware of it, until one of the workshops I did with I can see him, but I can't say his name suddenly. Bruce's one of his senior students, and he's up in Massachusetts.
Is that Jay?
What?
No, Jay's the one.
No, Bill Ryan.
Oh.
And it was one of the first times that he talked about twisting, since that's the issue that we're talking about. And he had us, a few people at a time, just come up and hold his forearm. Because you can feel the difference. It was the first time I felt it, because I felt it in his arm. And then I was able to begin to work on feeling it in my arm. So, it's, and I've been working on those things for a long time. So sometimes it's just one little thing that makes a difference. So, maybe a little heaven and earth to give us. Maybe do a whole flow.
Okay.
And are you clear about the weight shift? Because I was going to say that's one of the things that really affects the movement of the energy through the whole body.
I know where it goes. I can feel it sometimes. Part of the problems with the neuropathy in my toes, I don't often feel stable with it. And I've wondered if that was part of the problem too.
It would be, yes.
So what I've been trying to do, which is why I brought my slippers today, was wear shoes that I feel like I can stretch my toes out and really feel more secure with the floor to do that kind of thing.
So I'm assuming you probably know this, but I'm going to repeat it because it's really clear. That movement comes from the dantian, not anywhere else in the body. And B, when you're talking about the feet, you're not talking about being clear back on the heel or clear forward on the toes, but a very subtle movement within a very small range in the center of your foot. Because that's all it takes. All you're doing is changing the amount of pressure that's going towards the heel and towards the toe. So whenever you're doing whatever you're doing, you're not, even with the dantian, you're not doing that and that,
Mm-hmm.
which immediately causes me to tighten up.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
The movement is just here and here.
Mm-hmm.
It's tiny.
Okay. So even after you mentioned that before, maybe I'm still just overdoing it.
That's what I'm wondering, if there might be a little bit of that.
That could be, yeah.
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 Because you should not feel unstable. And the nice thing is that when you when you start this, of course, you're back on your heels, so there's a balance in a way to this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going towards the toe, and that really it really helps that extension up here.
Okay.
And then we're into center weight, which should be no problem. And then back to the heel,
Mm-hmm.
and forward, and back. You know, it's just very,
Mm-hmm.
very, very subtle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, is pull it back to a little bit more, or a little less, really.
Yeah.
But I still may be overdoing it
Yeah.
too much. Okay.
Because one of the things, I mean, we're talking about relaxing the legs and feet.
Mm.
As soon as you go too far, I've tightened my legs and my feet. You know, Master Joe, he always talked about allowing the feet to merge into the earth.
Mm.
And that's really part of what you're trying to do. I mean, in terms of being aware of the energetic body, which is all the way around you, and below you and above you, is you have to relax in order to feel it.
Mm.
I mean, you feel it to some extent, particularly in front, but it's behind us,
Mm.
and it's below the feet and above the head and out to the side. It's everywhere, and it is constant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's of course, we've talked about being in the distant presence of the Dalai Lama. I mean, his etheric body is huge. But maybe really being aware of trying to stay subtle with the weight shift. It's really important in helping you move the energy, but it's also can get in the way.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So like everything else, we're trying to find that middle ground. And that's not only Tai Chi philosophy, that's
Life.
indeed.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So that was good. There's really some nice development in there. I am going to give you a couple of suggestions, but I also want you to know that I can see the practice. I think the first thing is what's happening with the arms and the body in that preparatory section, that piece that's in between all the time. And what I'm basically seeing with you is kind of a movement like that.
Mm.
And it can have bend, twist in, and then you have some place to go from.
Okay.
So if if you bend and twist in, now as you go up, you can really be extending all the way out until you get as far as that extension goes. But keep going up a little bit as you go to here. Yeah?
Okay.
That was better. The other, I think one of the other big issues for you is that the body needs to be continuously moving, and it doesn't go at the same rate all the time. So, one of the issues for all of us at some point is that we tend to have risen all the way here and don't have that little bit of additional
Yep. Yep.
extension there, because that's part of extending.
Yeah, and that I do find. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I have no place else to go when I get there. So yeah, okay.
And then when you've gotten to here, now you need to be able to continue to sink and twist all the way through to here.
Okay, because I'm.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, and that was a piece I forgot to put into my practice,
Yeah.
where I would stop it more here, and it's
Yeah.
actually, is it going from the central to the side channels? Is that where,
Well,
or is it?
you know, basically the focus in this whole practice is the side channels, because that's what it's talking about, heaven and earth. It's talking about the movement of the energy all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Yes, center to periphery and back to center is also happening, among several others. But our focus in this one is heaven to earth
Okay.
and back. So that's part of why you're trying to get all the way through that, and then this begins to draw the energy down, down.
So you're still drawing down till you get to the Kwa or the Dantian, or
Actually, as soon as you have dropped the fingers and raised the elbows a little, now you're starting to bring it back up again. And what this is a little counterintuitive in that the movement is down,
right?
but the energy is going up.
Okay.
So you've gone up, you've gone down, you're going up, you're going down, you're going up, you're going down, you're going up. And you've got to find, how do I keep my body going constantly?
Okay.
And just as a point of awareness is that it's not up, down, up, down. It really what we're trying to find is how do we go up and merge into the down and merge into the up,
Okay.
so that it is truly a continuous movement, and that really will affect the movement of the energy.
Okay.
I do feel sometimes like somehow you're holding So, for instance, it felt sometimes like when you sink that there's a place you think you shouldn't sink below. Uh, I don't know that that's actually what's going on, but there does sometimes seem to be a holding when you sink.
Okay. It's not something that I'm thinking about, but
No.
maybe it's something my body is doing.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it's something you're thinking about. No.
Okay.
And the one other thing, because I'm giving you an awful lot of stuff here to think about.
We've got the recording. I can.
In this movement, one of the things you have to focus on is that your shoulders don't rise at all. So there is a point at which when you lift the hands, no matter how much you try to drop the elbows, you're going to lift the shoulders.
Okay.
So that needs to be a really nice movement. Easy, easy. What's the easy circle here? It needs to be a real circle, but it doesn't need to be, that's an exaggeration, but
It's still, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Still when we're doing it that way.
Yeah. But that's
Okay. Good. Very good.
a lot of things, but one of the ways we think about our training is that as you grow, you're able to understand and add more specifics.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I hope it's not overwhelming.
No, thank you.
That's what I thought. We've managed to come to the end of class without meditating. I apologize for that.
It's okay.
There was a lot of talking.
Yes.
Well, one of the things I find is that often the discussions in class are as helpful or more helpful than specific
Yes.
whatever.
And especially if you've got a big lecture that you want to dig into, spending today working more on the
Yeah.
qigong is
I think that's good.
and I think
you know,
there's
because this talk and this practice are relatively deep. So I don't want to rush it.
no.
Rush it.
And I think there's some great things that can get out of the
Yeah.
movements. Hopefully they help everybody else too.
Oh, of course it will. One question, I'm still struggling with YouTube, but it suddenly occurred to me one thing I hadn't done is to set up a new account, and there'll just be two places where there are videos, but it would allow me to put the videos on there if I can do that. I don't know if I.
Now, what about setting up, say, a Dropbox or something that you can share big files like that? Because
I have no idea how to do that.
Dropbox is one where literally you just, once you've got the recorded file, you just put it into the Dropbox and then open up the sharing to others. So you send email invites to it. Same with
Yeah.
Google Docs as well. Sometimes you can do bigger files that way. So
Oh,
you've got a Google account, correct?
oh yeah.
So a Google account, you might be able to save the video into the Google shared drive, and then just send us open it up for permission. Do you want me to?
I'll investigate that.
Yeah, 'cause I
Google is what has caused the problem with YouTube. So I'm not. I'm real shy of Google at the moment.
I use Dropbox a lot for music sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe look into Dropbox.
I will, because I have never used Dropbox and I didn't even know of its. I knew it. I've heard the term.
Right.
Let me put it that way. I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'll do some research on that too.
Yeah. Are your tech guys, the young brothers? One was a nurse in the area. Are they still in the area?
Yes, they are. Adam is still taking the Wednesday class, but entirely by video.
Okay.
He is so busy at Yale.
Okay.
Andrew is kind of dropped out of sight.
Okay.
He stopped taking class some time ago, and he and his wife and children have been dealing with a number of things, and he's not available.
Okay.
He used to be my go-to person because he just, we had one of those programs that he can come right into my computer and do whatever needs to be done.
Right, exactly. Right.
And I do have a really good computer guy now who also is able to do that, but
the easiest might be to set up just another account.
Yeah, YouTube Studio,
That kind of thing might be the easiest and quickest, but then, again, like you said, you're still with Google and whatever throttles they might put into place.
Well, I don't know whether, the other thing is so stupid, the thing that interrupted this, and I haven't figured out how to get through it. That's the thing that really, it's a stupid thing to me, so I don't know. But I just haven't really wanted to involve my computer guy just because I have to pay, of course.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Excuse me, just thought I would